What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to B.A.D Gaming. As always, if you haven't I see Machiavelli the Don, and I am back today with another part of the 4 games in which I play them, and then you guys decide which one you want to see. Scary Edition. The game we're playing today is Doki Doki Literature Club. Apparently, this is a horror game. Steam says so. When I started the game, it had said if you weak of heart and you're a little bit of a punk, don't play this game. Or if you're 13 and under. Well, I ain't 13 and under, and mama ain't raised one, so we playing it. Eventually, you guys are gonna be able to vote as to which one you want to see, right? So get ready to vote. It's gonna be coming around the corner very soon. It's either gonna be after this video or after the next one, because the other 2 have already come out as of me recording this. I said I was recording them out of order, but then life got in the way. I had a flood. Remember I told you about that. So now I'm getting to the last part of the series. But I know you have your drinks and snacks because some of you guys know what the hell I'm about to walk into, and I don't. So without further ado, let's get right at it. All right, guys, I think this should be a good spot. Yes, hopefully I'm not in the way of nothing. Let's get started. Hey! I see an annoying girl running towards me from the distance, waving her arms in the air like she's totally oblivious to any attention she might draw to herself. That girl is Sayori, my neighbor and good friend since we were children. You know, the kind of friend that you never see yourself making today, but it just kind of works out because you've known each other for so long. We used to walk to school together on days like this, but starting around high school, she would oversleep more and more frequently, and I would get tired of waiting up. But if she's gonna chase after you like this, I almost feel better off running away. However, I just sigh and idle in front of the crosswalk and let Sayori catch up to me. I overslept again, but I caught you this time. I didn't know I was gonna have to read, guys. I thought they was gonna have some voice acting or something. So, I'm gonna try to give this 110%, okay? I'm gonna try to give everybody their own voice, but don't expect much and don't expect consistency. I'm not good at neither one of those. But I caught you this time. Maybe, but only because, maybe, but only because I decided to stop and wait for you. You said it like you were thinking about ignoring me. That's me, Mac. Well, if people stare at you for acting weird, then I don't want them to think we're a couple or something, alright? But look how she's doing the little finger touches. Baby. Fine. But you did wait for me after all. I guess you don't have it in you to be mean, even if you want to. Whatever you say, Sayori. We cross the street together and make our way to school. As we draw near, the streets become increasingly speckled with other students making their daily commute. By the way, Mac, have you decided on a club to join yet? A club? I told you already. Oh, I told you already. I'm really not interested in joining any clubs. I told you I'm gonna try to get 110%, but I'm also trying to read and make sure that we have some pace with our shit, all right? I'm sorry. Sometimes I'm gonna make that mistake. It just is what it is. And I haven't been looking either. It's true. When I was in college, bro, and even in high school, I ain't look up no damn clubs. What, you want more of my time? I'm here for 8 hours a day anyway. Leave me the hell alone. I'll see y'all niggas tomorrow. That's not true. You told me you want to join a club this year. Did I? I'm sure it's possible I did in one of our many conversations where I dismissed to go along with whatever she's going on about. It'd be like that. You got friends like that sometimes, man. They be just saying shit. You just gotta, whatever you think is best, dog. Suri likes to worry a little too much about me, when I'm perfectly content just getting by on average while spending my free time on games and anime. Hey, this dead ass might be me, bro. I might actually just be playing myself in this world, y'all. If that's the case, I'm gonna talk like myself then, damn it. I was talking about how I was worried you weren't gonna learn how to socialize or have any skills before college. Now, I had friends, not like this version of me. I could talk too. I was a gifted talker. You got to. The gift of gab is something I've always had. Because if you don't have the gift of gab, then you're gonna have to learn the gift of stab. And the gift of stab will get you 10 to 20. Your happiness is really important to me, you know? And I know you're happy now, but I die at the thought of you becoming a need in a few years because you're not used to the real world. You trust me, right? Don't make me keep worrying about you. Hey man, that's a good friend, bro. That's a good friend. Even though she knew you since you always in the baby bib. She want to make sure that like you go out there, bro. And at least you got a female as a friend. You know how many niggas wish they could even talk to women correctly as human beings instead of talking to them like pieces of meat? It'd be crazy, bro. All right. I'll look into a few clubs if it makes you happy. No promises though. Will you at least promise you'll try a little? Yeah, I guess I'll promise you that. Yay! Why do I let myself get lectured by such a carefree girl? Because she cares about you, nigga. More than that, I'm surprised I even let myself relent to her because you do care about her and you do care about her opinion of you. And that's important. Exactly. I guess seeing her worry so much about me makes me want to ease her mind at least a little bit, even if she does exaggerate everything inside of her head. I'm enjoying this music, I'm not gonna lie to you. The school day is as ordinary as ever and is over before I know it. After I pack up my things, I stare blankly at the wall, looking for an ounce of motivation. Clubs. Sayori wants me to check out some clubs. I guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club. Hello? Sayori? Sayori must have come into the classroom while I was spacing out. I look around and realize I'm the only one left in the classroom. I thought I'd catch you coming out of the classroom, but I saw you just sitting in here and spacing out, so I came in. Honestly, you're even worse than me sometimes. I'm impressed. You don't need to wait up for me if it's gonna make you late for your own club. Well, I thought you might need some encouragement, so I thought, you know... Know what? Well, that you could come to my club. Sayori. Yeah? There's no way I'm going to your club. Meanie. Sayori is the vice president of the literature club. Not that I was ever aware that she had any interest in literature. In fact, I'm like 99% sure she only did it because she thought it would be fun to start a new club. Since she was the first one to show any interest after the one who proposed the club, she inherited the title vice president. That said, my interest in literature is guaranteed to be even less. Honestly, it's fitting, right? That the game Doki Doki Literature Club is a horror game of me just reading. Because if I was in school, I would have read a lot faster, but I've gotten confident in my reading and the fact that truthfully, I'm just reading to myself, though I am reading to you. But I can remember being a youngin', bro, and just like, I don't want to read. Don't ask me to read for the class. I'm not doing it. Cause listen, niggas is cruel, right? When you be reading that shit talking about they said my interest in literature is that's it, bro. You're getting cooked. So until I got confident where I could read the way I read, I wasn't reading shit. Yeah, I'm going to the anime club. Come on, please. Why do you care so much anyway? Well, I kinda told the club yesterday I would bring in a new member. Sayori! And Natsuki made cupcakes and everything. Don't make promises you can't keep. I can't tell Sayori is really that much of an airhead, Or she's so cunning as to have planned all this out. I let out a long sigh. Fine. I'll stop by for a cupcake, okay? Yay! Let's go! We're going to Literature Club, y'all. And thus today marks the day that I sold my soul for a cupcake. Damn! I'm sitting here telling y'all about my life, and yo sitting here talking about something he sold his soul for a cupcake. How? I dejectedly follow Sayori across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit, being generally used for third-year classes and activities. Sayori, full of energy, swings open the classroom door. Everyone, the new member's here! I told you don't call me a new member. I glance around the room. Welcome to the Literature Club. It's a pleasure meeting you. Sayori always says nice things about you. Oh, she does? Seriously, you bought a boy? Way to kill the atmosphere. Ah, Mac, what a nice surprise. Welcome to the club. I'm not gonna remember none of them, all right? So, I'm sorry. I'm gonna try to recreate all of that moving forward, but it was on the fly. All words escape me in this scenario. This club is full of incredibly cute girls. What are you looking at? If you want to say something, say it. Sorry. Natsuki. The girl with the sour attitude, whose name is apparently Natsuki, is the one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes you think she's probably a first year. She's also one that made cupcakes, according to Sayori. You can just ignore her when she gets moody. Oh, that's my girl, Sayori. You knew what I was I thought it was the new girl. They both redheaded, but the one girl got a ponytail, don't she? I gotta look at the picture, too. Sayori says that quietly into my ear and then turns back towards the other girls. Anyway, this is Natsuki, always full of energy. And this is Yuri, the smartest in the club. Don't say things like that. Yuri, who appears to be comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with people like Sayori and Natsuki. Ah, well, nice to meet both of you. And it sounds like you already know Monica, is that right? That's right. They gonna be twins. I don't know, alright? Nice to see you again, Mac. Monica smiles sweetly. Oh, nice to see you too, Monica. We do know each other. Well, we rarely talked, but we were in the same class last year. Monica was probably the most popular girl in the class. Smart, beautiful, athletic. Basically, completely out of my league. Me and my character in the game might have something a little bit more similar than I thought. So having her smile at me so genuinely feels a little... You too, Monica. Come sit down, Mac. I made room for you at the table so you can sit next to me or Monica. I'll get the cupcakes. Hey, I made them. I'll get them. Sorry, I got a little too excited. Then how about I make some tea as well? The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. As Sayori mentioned, it's been widened so that there's one space next to Monica and one space next to Sayori. Natsuki and Yuri walk over to the corner of the room where Natsuki grabs a wrap tray and Yuri opens the closet. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Sayori. I'd have sat next to Monica in a heartbeat. What you mean? You just said she smiled at you sweetly. This is the time to have a conversation. You want to find a reason to be at Doki Doki Literature Club? Here's your reason. This could be reason number 1. Or it could be reason number 13. You know what I mean? I don't know, but let's find out. Natsuki proudly marches back to the table, tray in hand. Okay, are you ready? Ta-da! Whoa! Natsuki lifts the foil off the tray to reveal a dozen white, fluffy cupcakes decorated to look like little cats. The whiskers are drawn with icing and little pieces of chocolate we used to make the ears. So cute! I had no idea you were this good at baking, Natsuki. Well, you know. Just hurry and take one. I'm gonna just assume every time she says something positive, it's just the most snarky, hostile attitude. Sayori grabs one first, then Monica, and I follow. It's delicious, Sayori says with her mouth full and has already managed to get icing on her face. I turn the cupcake around in my fingers, looking for the best angle to take a bite. Natsuki is quiet. I can't help but notice her stinky glances in my direction. Is she waiting for me to take a bite? I finally bite down. The icing is sweet and full of flavor. I wonder if she made it herself. This right here, girl. This really good. Thank you, Natsuki. Why are you thanking me? Is that like haven't I heard this somewhere before? Made them for you or anything? I thought you technically did. Sayori said, well, maybe. But not for you, you know, you dummy. Alright, my bad. I give up on Natsuki's weird logic and dismiss the conversation. Because, you know, she on some bobo right now. She might like the boy, who knows? Alright? All I know is I'm the only man here and I got my homegirl from the baby bib, and I got Monica, and then I got Natsuki, right? Like, and Yuri, bro, like I'm up right now. Yuri returns to the table carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot next to the cupcake tray. You keep a whole tea set in this classroom? Don't worry, the teachers gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? I mean, I don't really read like that, like talking about. I guess. Don't let yourself get intimidated. Here's just trying to impress you. That's not... Insulted, Yuri looks away. I meant that, you know. I believe you. Well, tea and reading may not be a pastime for me, but I at least enjoy tea. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. Monica raises an eyebrow, then smiles at me. So what made you consider literature club? I was afraid of this question. Something tells me I shouldn't tell Monica that I was practically dragged here by Sayori. Well, I haven't joined any clubs yet, and Sayori really seemed happy here, so that's okay. Don't be embarrassed. We'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? As president of the literature club, it is my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. Monica, I'm surprised. How come you decided to start your own club? You can really be a part of anything you wanted. You're the baddest around. You can do whatever you want. So you decided to start a club and get this roaming band of misfits together for what reason? See? Weren't you the leader of a debate club last year? Well, you know, to be honest, I can't stand all the politics around the major clubs. It feels like nothing but arguing about budget and publicity and how to be prepared for events. I'd much rather take on something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. And if it encourages others to get into literature, then I'm fulfilling that dream. Monica really is a great leader. Yuri also nods in agreement. Then I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. It must be hard to start a new club. You could put it that way. Not many people are very interested in putting all the effort to start something brand new. Especially when there's something that doesn't grab your attention, like literature. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile. But it makes school events like the festival much more important. I'm confident that we can really grow this club before we graduate. Right, everyone? Yeah! We'll do our best. You know it! Everyone enthusiastically agrees. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monica must have worked really hard to find these three. Maybe that's why they're also delighted by the idea of a new member joining. Though, I don't really know if I can keep up with their level of enthusiasm about literature. So, Mac, what kind of things do you like to read? Well, considering how little I've read these past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Manga? I'm about to quietly tell myself, half joking. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. It looks like she wants to say something but keeps quiet. Not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyways, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her finger. She's just pondering deeply about what book she likes. Speaking of tea, let me take a sip. My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. And telling a good story in such a flowing world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seems so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds comfort in the world of books, not people. But you know, I like a lot of other things. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? Anyways, I've been reading a lot of horror lately. I read a horror book once. You got to sometimes. At a minimum, when you're walking into in a scenario like this, when you know all the chips are down and you gotta get up, anything you can get, right? She said horror. We trying to play some horror. I'm trying to see what's horror about this game. Let's continue. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having a conversation with a rock. Really? I wouldn't have expected that, Yuri. But someone as gentle as you, I guess you could say that. But if a story makes me think or takes me to another world, I really can't put it down. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment. Ugh, I hate horror. Oh, why is that? Well, Natsuki's eyes dart over me for a split second. Never mind. That's right. You usually write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki? What? What gives you that idea? You left the piece of scrap paper behind at the last club meeting. It looked as though you were working on a poem called Don't Say It Out Loud! And give that back! Fine. Your cupcakes, your poems, everything you do is just as cute as you are. Suri sides up behind Natsuki and puts her hands on her shoulders. I'm not cute! Yes, you are. You're so adorably tiny and you just a spitball of fire, bro. But deep down, just a heart of joy. Natsuki, you write your own poems? Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care? I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them with me sometime? No! Natsuki averts her eyes. She wants to share them. We just gotta break through that shell, right? Like right now, it's new. She's like just a nice round rock. We're sitting there with the hammer and chisel. We're slowly chipping away, right? We're getting past all the bullshit. And we're gonna see that beautiful painting at the end. I'm looking forward to it. That's if you guys want to see it. And you want to punish me and make me read for the next 5 hours or 6 hours, however long this game lasts, and try to remember the characters' voices between every episode. Because I'm probably not gonna. You wouldn't like them. Not a very confident writer yet. I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities, and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart. You do have writing experience too, Yuri. Maybe if you share some of your work, you can set an example and help Natsuki feel more comfortable sharing hers. I guess that's the same for Yuri. I'm ready to read everyone's poems. We all sit in silence for a moment. Okay. I have an idea for everyone. Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically at Monika. Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. Then next time we meet, we'll all share them with each other. That way, everyone is even. Yeah, let's do it! Plus, now that we have a new member, I think it'll help us all get a little more comfortable with each other and strengthen the bond of our club. Isn't that right, Mac? Monika smiles warmly at me once again. Hold on. There's still one problem. I didn't say yes. What's that? Now that we're back to the original topic of me joining the club, I bluntly come forth with what's been on my mind the entire time. I never said I would join this club. Y'all just keep saying I'm the new member. I ain't never said yes. Ain't nobody even asked me, Mac, do you want to be a part of this club? Niggas just assuming I'm saying yes. I mean, I'm gonna, but just don't assume. Sayori may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decision. I still have other clubs to look at, and I lose my train of thought. Look at all of their faces. I have to say yes now. All 4 girls stare back at me with dejected eyes. But I'm sorry, I thought, Mac, you all, I'm defenseless against these girls. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? That is, if writing poems is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls, then that's what the fuck I'm finna do. Right. Okay, I've decided then. I'll join the literature club. One by one, the girls' eyes lighten up. Yes, I'm so happy. Sayori wraps her arms around me, jumping up and down. Hey. You really did scare me for a moment. If you really just came for the cupcakes, I would be super pissed. Then that makes it official. Welcome to the Literature Club. Thanks, I guess. Okay, everyone. I think with that, we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember tonight's assignment. Write a poem to bring to the next meeting so we can all share. Monika looks over me once more. Mac, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself. Yeah. Can I really impress this class star Monika with my mediocre writing skills? I already feel anxiety welling up inside me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri and Natsuki clean up their food. Hey Max, since we're already here, do you want to walk home together? That's right! Sayori and I never walk home together anymore because she always stayed after school for clubs. Sure, might as well. Yay! With that, the 2 of us depart the club room and make our way home. The whole way, my mind wanders back and forth between the 4 girls. Sayori, Natsuki, Yuri, and of course, Monika. Will I really be happy spending every day after school in a literature club? Perhaps I'll have the chance to grow closer with one of these girls. All right. I just need to make the most of my circumstances, and I'm sure good fortune will find me. I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight. I didn't know I get to write the actual poem. Okay. Pick words you think your favorite club member will like. Something good might happen with whoever likes your poem the most. What? Pick words? I ain't holding y'all. I'm trying to see what Yuri talking about. But I also want to see what Monica talking about. But then I don't think they gonna give me nothing for her because I don't really know what she like. She just said write a poem, bro. I gotta choose 20 words. Agonizing feels like something that obviously Yuri would like, right? Oh, and hers popped up and down when I said that. Let's do it one more time. Lust. Judgment. Brightening. Extreme. Honestly, at this point, we're aiming for Yuri, right? I feel like she's a pretty much a... Look at her face, though. Oh, well, granted, she's always angry. She's always angry. And Yuri's, like, sad. So, like, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Despise. I'm gonna drop passion in there. I'm gonna say grief. Damn! Yo! I'm gonna just say it and hope that it's yep, it bounces her up and down. Bro. Oh my God. All right, graveyard. Yes. Dark. Damn it. Cause she says, fantasy worlds too, right? Intellectual. Yeah, okay, so her anger, horror. Climax. All right, y'all. I probably just did a super jump cut of the words I selected. So hopefully this poem is good. If y'all saw, I was bouncing between my girl, Sayori, and Yuri with these selections. And then I got one Natsuki. So I don't know who's gonna like my poem. We gonna find out together. Hi again, Mac. That seed did run from us. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but at least I kept my word. Well, I'm back at the literature club. I was the last to come in, so everyone's already hanging out. Thanks for keeping your promise, Mac. I could never turn my promises on you, baby girl. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you. Honestly, I would have never committed to such a thing otherwise. You know what I mean? But I feel like all the love in the beauty that could come from this, it's just like, who am I to fight against it? I feel like I should just embrace the good vibes that are being presented to me. Making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. Oh, come on. Like he deserves any slack. Siri told me you didn't even want to join any clubs this year. And last year, too. I don't know if you plan to just come here and hang out or what. But if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps her manga collection in the club room. Exactly! Exactly! That's why your eyes perked up! Because you like manga! We could have been talking about this. We could have been cool. You keep riding my job. It's not the way to get to me, baby girl. Show me your heart. Now I know that you love the vibes, and I would love to vibe with you. But you came at me with the hostility, and look at Yuri looking so sweet in the middle, bro. Like a Hershey's kiss, nigga. Like, why would I deal with your shit? Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monica and manga. Manga is literature! Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops into her seat. Don't worry, guys. Mac always gives his best as long as he's having fun. That is true. He helps me with busy work without me even needing to ask. Like cooking, cleaning my room. How dependable. Sayori, that's because your room is always so messy it's distracting. And you almost set your house on fire once. Is that so? You two really are good friends, aren't you? Just friends! Just friends! I'm not like Biz Marquis. I am truly just a friend. I don't have no one. Don't let this side conversation distract you from what's real. I might be a little jealous. How come? You and Mac can become good friends too. Exactly. Sayori? As usual, Sayori seems oblivious to the weird situation you just put me into. Oh, Yuri even bought you something today, you know? Wait, Sayori? Me? Not really. Don't be shy. It's really nothing. What is it? Never mind. Sayori made it sound like a big deal when it's really not. What do I do? Sorry, Yuri, I wasn't thinking. I guess that means it's up to me to rescue this scenario. Hey, don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place. So any nice gesture from you is a pleasant surprise. It'll make me happy no matter what. Is that so? Yeah, I won't make a big deal of it if you don't want it to be. Alright. Well, here. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention, even if you don't usually read. And we could, discuss it if you wanted. How is this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked out a book she thinks I'll like, despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. Phew. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Now that everyone's settled in, I expected Monica to kick off the scheduled activities for the club. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Sayori and Monica are having a cheery conversation in the corner. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki's rummaging around in the closet. I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a little bit more. But at the same time, I would feel bad for distracting her from reading. I catch a glimpse of the cover of her book. It looks like the same book she lent to me. More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages. Crap. I think she noticed me looking at her. She sinks another glance at me and our eyes meet for a split second. That only makes her hide her face deeper in the book. Sorry. I was just spacing out. I mutter this, sensing I made her uncomfortable. Oh, it's fine. If I was focused, I probably wouldn't have noticed it in the first place. But I'm just rereading a bit of this, so... That's the book you gave me, right? Mm-hmm. I wanted to reread some of it. Not for any particular reason. Just curious. How come you have 2 copies of the same book? We know why. Well, when I stopped at the bookstore yesterday... that's not what I meant. I mean, I just happened to buy 2 of them. I see. There's something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decided to let it go. I'll definitely start reading it soon. I'm glad to hear. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down. It's a very engaging and relatable story. Is that so? What's it about anyway? Well, Yuri closes the book and scans her eyes over the back. The book is titled A Portrait of Markov. There's an ominous-looking item on the front cover. Alright. I just want to make sure I don't accidentally give anything away. Basically, it's about this girl in high school who moves in with her long lost younger sister. But as soon as she does, her life gets really strange. She gets targeted by these people who escaped from a human experiment prison. And while her life is in danger, she needs to desperately choose who to trust. No matter what she does, she ends up destroying most of her relationships and life starts to fall apart. That's kind of dark, isn't it? Yuri made it sound like it was gonna be a nice story, so that dark turn came out of nowhere. Yuri gently giggles all of a sudden. Are you not a fan of that sort of thing, Mac? No, it's not that. I mean, I can definitely enjoy those kinds of stories, so don't worry. I hope so. Yeah, I totally forgot that Yuri was into those kind of things. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different. It's just that those kinds of stories, they challenge you to look at life from a strange new perspective. When horrible things happen, not just because someone wants to be evil, but because they have their own goals or their own philosophy that they believe in. Then suddenly, when you thought you were related to the protagonist, they may not be the naive one, letting their one-sided morals interfere with the villain's plans. I'm rambling, aren't I? Not again. I'm sorry. Hey, don't apologize. I haven't lost interest or anything. I am super interested in this. Yeah, tell me more. Well, I guess it's alright then. But I feel like I should have let you know that I have this problem. When I let things like books and writings fill my thoughts, I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. So, I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange. And please stop me if I start talking too much. I really don't think you need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. The least I can do is listen. It's a literature club after all. That's true. In fact, I might as well get started reading it, right? You don't have to. What are you saying? Just a moment ago, you were looking forward to it. Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieved the book that I put in my bag. All right, it's fine if I sit here, right? I step into the seat next to Yuri's. Yeah. Are you sure? You seem a bit apprehensive. I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just, I'm not very used to, that is, reading in company with someone. I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything. Alright. I open the book and start the prologue. I soon understand what Yuri means by reading in company. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not a particularly bad thing. Maybe a little distracting, but that feeling was somewhat comforting. Yuri is in the corner of my eye. I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. It looks like she's reading from my book instead. Sorry, I was just... Yuri, you really apologize for a lot, don't you? I do. I don't really mean to. Sorry. I mean... Here, this should work, right? I slide my desk until it's up against Yuri's, and I hold my book between the two of them. I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we lean in a bit, our shoulders almost touching. The tension in here is crazy right now, bro. It feels like my left arm is in the way, so instead I use my right hand to hold the book open. I guess that makes it kind of difficult to turn the page. Here. Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. I do the same with my right arm on the right side of the book. That way I turn the page, Yuri slides it under her thumb after to flip it to the side. But in holding it like this, it feels real intimate, don't it? We're huddled even closer than before. is actually kind of distracting me. It's as if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face as she's in the corner of my vision. Are you ready? It seems like I'm ready. Tell her that I'm ready to read this book. To turn the page? Yeah, sorry. I think I got a bit distracted for a second. I glance over at Yuri's face again and our eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her. That's okay. You're not as used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a little longer. It's probably the least I can do, since you've been so patient with me. Yeah. Thanks. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume she finishes the page before me to turn by at my own volition. We continue to the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. My thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side as she catches it underneath her own thumb. Hey Yuri. This might be a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit. You think so? How does she? Well, I guess she's more blunt in a lot of ways, but she also second guesses all the things she says and does. Like she's afraid she'll do something wrong. It's not like I can see your head or anything, but they kind of reminiscent of your mannerisms. I see. Yuri remains silent for a moment. But, Mac, that's probably a terrible thing to have in common with her. That's so embarrassing that you think that. Wait, I didn't mean it in a bad way or anything. Sorry, I didn't know you was that self-conscious about that sort of thing. I guess I meant more as in it's kind of cute. What are you saying all of a sudden? Okay, everyone. I think that's about time we share today's poems with each other. We might not have enough time if we wait too long. Aww. Yuri exhales, spared from finishing her thought. Shit. I'm in there like motherfucking swimwear, nip. All I gotta do is read this poem, cut. All I gotta do is read this poem, cut. Is that alright, Yuri? You look kinda down. I'm sorry if you haven't been looking forward to this. It's not. It's fine. Yuri releases her hand from the book, causing it to close on top of my thumb. I know, because we was booed up just now, reading this book, and she and I could have stayed there for the next hour, bro. Fuck these poems. I'm doing what I was already trying to do today anyway. The poem was the icing on the cake, but we was making that batter first. I guess I'll do some more reading tonight. Or would you prefer I only read it with you? I guess I don't have too much preference either way. In that case, I'll read a little more tonight. It'll be more fun to read with you after it picks up a bit, you know? That's good reasoning. In that case, feel free to finish the first few chapters on your own time. All right, I make a mental note of where I left off of the book and slip it into my bag. By the way, you remember to write a poem last night? Yeah. My relaxation ends. I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. I couldn't really find much inspiration since I've never really done this before. Well, now everyone's ready. Why don't you find someone to share with? I can't wait! Sayori and Monica enthusiastically pull out their poems. Sayori is on a wrinkled sheet of loose leaf from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monica wrote hers on a composition book. I can already see Monica's pristine handwriting from where I sit. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. I do the same myself. Oh, who should I show my poem off to first? I think we should run it past our girl. Sayori should be able to help me say like, hey, cut, I think this is kind of cool. You know who really would like it? Such and such, right? So my thinking is we start with Sayori and then we go talk to Yuri because Sayori's gonna tell me if anything's wrong with it. I'm definitely most comfortable. I'm definitely most comfortable with sharing with Sayori first. She's my good friend after all. This is a good point, Mac. Are you sure this is your first time? Of course. It's not that good. Am I the kind of guy who be writing poems in his spare time? I guess you're right. But that's why it impressed me. Well, to be honest, I was afraid you wouldn't do it seriously. Or that you wouldn't write one at all. I'm really happy that you just wrote one. It reminds me of how you're really a part of the club now. Not to mention the fact that I'm standing in front of you in the club room. Well, of course. I'm not really into it yet, but it doesn't mean I'll break my promise. See? It's like I said before, Mac. Deep down, you're not selfish at all, you know? Trying new things like this for other people, that's something that only really good people do. Thanks, Sayori. I'm not sure if Sayori sees the full picture of my motive here. And then again, I can't deny that she's part of the reason I joined. Knowing how much it means to her and all. Yeah, and I'm gonna make sure you have lots of fun here, okay? That'll be my way of thanking you. Alright, I'm gonna hold you to that then. Yay! Now, you read my poem too, right? Don't worry, I'm really bad at this. We'll see about that. Dear sunshine, the way you glow through my blinds in the morning, it makes me feel like you missed me. Kissing my forehead just to help me out of bed. Make me rub the sleepy from my eyes. Are you asking me to come out and play? Are you trusting me to wish away a rainy day? I look above, the sky is blue. It's a secret, but I trust you too. If it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever, but I'm not mad. I want breakfast. I ain't mad at that either. A nigga hungry, I ain't mad. Sayori. This is just a guess, but did you wait till this morning to write this? No! Just a little bit. You can't answer just a little bit to a yes or no question. I forgot to do it last night. Well, at least it makes you feel a little bit better about myself. Don't be mean. I still tried my best. Ah, yeah. I didn't mean to say that it was a bad poem. It came out nice, or how should I put it? It sounds just like you. Really? Yeah. Especially that last line. I made eggs and toast! I like this game, bro. I'm tired of reading, but I'm enjoying, like, just the characters that they give me. Even though you were late to school, it's bad to skip breakfast! I get all cranky. Well, I guess there's no point in arguing. Anyways, thanks for showing me. This is so much fun. Monica's the best. Ah, yeah. But next time, I won't forget. And I'm gonna write the best poem ever. Well, I guess I'll look forward to it. Who should I show my poem to next? Guys, it's time. Yeah? We showed our girl. She said it was a great poem. That means we gotta take it to baby girl. Yuri! As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes lighten. Exceptional. I'm sorry, what was that? Did I say that out loud? Yuri first covers her mouth, but then ends up covering her whole face. He's gonna hate me. You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri. I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for? So, what kind of writing experience do you have? Your use of imagery and metaphors indicates that you've written a lot of poetry before. Really? Wow, that's a huge compliment coming from you. This is actually our first time, really. Huh? Yuri stares at me blankly, then looks at my poem again. Well, I didn't know that. I just meant, Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. She traces her finger along the words in the poem, as if breaking it down more thoroughly. Yeah. Okay. This is the reason I was able to tell. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they form-fit the two together. The result is usually that both the styles and expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something that you can be blamed for. There's so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not that finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little biased though. Biased? How? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry. It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri's apologizing to herself, to me, or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do! I'd love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamingly, as if that's a rare opportunity for her. Which in itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't it supposed to be a literature club? Ghost under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow. Bathing. It must be this one. The last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe, calm, breathing air of the present but living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back. Okay. Deep. I'm sorry I have such terrible handwriting. What? I wasn't thinking that at all. But it took you a long time to read. I read slow! We had this conversation yesterday! Well, I don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. That's a relief. Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive. It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest. Since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into ghosts, Yuri? Actually, the story isn't about a ghost after all, Mac. Really? I must have totally missed the point. Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all. But remember that the poet often expresses their thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically prepared to a ghost. Lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing. That's a lot more solemn putting it that way. I hadn't even thought about that. That's impressive. It's nothing, really. Yours was impressive too, so... Nah. If anything, I could probably learn a thing or two from you. You think so? I do. I know so. Lo-so. Fabuloso. Yeah, of course. You know, I was really nervous about doing all of this, but in the end, I enjoyed it. I'm gonna keep doing my best for you, Mac. Ah, me too. We got 2 more. I said let's go talk to the Rugrat next. Mac, if you're not gonna take this club seriously, then go home. What? Harsh. What do you expect me to believe that you actually put effort into this? Do you think I'm stupid? I'm not a writer. Maybe it's not very good, but yeah, I did put in effort. We all start somewhere, right? If you're so proud of your first poem you ever wrote, then I'd like to read it. Painful to think about, ain't it? Fine. Well, sorry. You'll get better anyways. I'd tell you what to improve, but you're better off just trying again. Fair enough. Well, teach their own, I guess. Anyways, I guess I gotta share mine now. Knowing you, you'll probably think it's stupid. Nigga! You hear this? No! Do you hear this JoJo Dutch ass fucking flute in the background? Yeah! You hear how JoJo Dutch the music just got? That's what this is. This shit lost all of its boisterousness and lust in one instant. She brought this basic ass poem talking shit about me. Eagles can fly, monkeys can climb, crickets can leap, horses can race, owls can seek, cheetahs can run. You hear this? You hear the flute? The flute knows this is some bullshit. Eagles can fly, people can try, but that's about it. They took the piano and half the instruments out for your dusty ass poem. See? They took all the music out for her dusty ass poem. They knew that shit was trash. Yeah? I told you weren't gonna like it. I like it. Bullshit. What? Just be honest. I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. So people don't even take my writing seriously. But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. Yes, exactly. I like it when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Like in this poem. Seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening. So I decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand. But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like, I set up for a rhyme in the end, but they made it fall flat on purpose. It helps bring out the feeling of the last line. So you did. I guess more went into it than I realized. That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did ya? Yeah, I guess not. I decided to humor her with that last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Suki's feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. That ass. There's only one left. Hi, Monica. Hi, Mac. Having a good time so far? I don't even know if this is her voice at this point. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah. Good, glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like activities or anything that we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyways, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Don't worry, Mac. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? But that's the sort of barrier that we all learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I had Monica my poem. Great job, Mac. I was going ooh in my head while reading it. It's really metaphorical. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. I guess I underestimated you. It's easy for me to keep everyone's expectations low. That way, it always counts when I put in some effort. That's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism. Unlike Sayori, who likes using simple and direct words to describe happiness and sadness. Yuri likes it when the readers are left to derive their own meaning out of it. It's very challenging to write like that effectively. Both allowing people to get something out of it just by feel, or by letting them deeply analyze all the nuances. It can take years of practice, which I'm assuming Yuri has at this point. I never really asked though. I'm sure I'm nowhere near her level yet. Don't worry so much about that. Oh, my bad. I was talking as myself. The last sentence was me, okay? Y'all saw it, I didn't see it. I got reading too hard. You do your own thing. Just keep exploring and learning and trying new things. I'm sure I'll end up trying different things a lot. It could take a while before I feel comfortable doing this. That's okay. I'd love to see you try new things. That's the best way to find a kind of style that suits you. Everyone else might be a little biased towards their own kind of styles, but I always help you find what suits you the most. So don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write. It's not like you have to worry about impressing them or anything, unless I want to. Anyways, do you want to read my poem? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to be not good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to not be very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. It doesn't always mean I feel that way, you know. I see. Well, let's read it then. Listen to how elegant this is. Hole in wall. It couldn't have been me. See the direction the spackle protrudes. A noisy neighbor. An angry boyfriend. I'll never know. I wasn't home. I peer inside for a clue. No, I can't see. I reel blind like a film left out in the sun, but it's too late. My retinas already scorched with a permanent copy of the meaningless image. It's just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It was too deep. Stretching forever into everything. A hole of infinite choices. I realize now that I wasn't looking in. I was looking out. And he, on the other side, was looking in. I read that and I don't know what the fuck she was trying to say. I'm sorry. This ain't my thing. So what do you think? It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. It's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been kind of influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany? Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about these stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone's better friends with each other. Anyways, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes, when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on paper, tidy it up later. Another way of thinking about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you just get a big dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Whew! I guess that's everyone. I glanced around the room. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing skills. Even when they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is the literature club after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Sayori and Monica are happily chatting. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper and sharing their respective poems. as they read in tandem or watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyes furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. What's with this language? Huh? Did you say something? Oh, it's nothing. Natsuki dismissively returns the phone to the desk with one hand. I guess you could say it's fancy. Oh, I guess you could say it's fancy. Ah, thanks. Yours is cute. Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute? Oh, I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice. Eh? You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it really didn't come out nice at all. Well, I do have a couple suggestions. If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Sayori liked it, and Mac did too. How am I in this? So based on that, I'll gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all, excuse me. I appreciate the offer, but I spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect to change anytime soon, unless of course I come across something particularly inspiring. Which I haven't yet. And Mac liked my poem too, you know. He even told me he was impressed by it. Natsuki suddenly stands up. The music stopped. I have not had silence for 90 minutes. Since I've turned on this recording software, there has not been Doki Doki Dingala-Bingala-Binglas in my headphones for the last 90 minutes. And now the music cuts, some shit about to pop off. Let's go. Oh? I didn't realize you were so invested on trying to impress a new member, Yuri. That's not what you're just... Yuri stands up as well. Maybe you're just jealous that Mac appreciates my advice more than he appreciated yours. How do you know you didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself? No. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy. Is everyone okay? Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as Mac started showing up. Natsuki! Natsuki, this doesn't involve you! I don't like fighting, guys! Suddenly, both girls turned towards me as if they noticed I was just standing there. Mac? She was just trying to make me look bad. That's not true. She started it. If she could get over herself and learn to appreciate that simple writing is more effective, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place. What is the point of making all your points so convoluted for no reason? The meaning should just jump out at the reader, not force them to have to figure it out. Help me explain that to her, Mac. Well, wait. There's a reason we have so many deep and expressive words in our language. It's the only way to convey complex feelings and meaning the most effectively. Avoiding them is not only unnecessarily limiting yourself, but it's also a waste. You understand that, right, Mac? Well, I don't know how to do it at the same time, you know what I mean? So that's just it. Well, this is what they gonna sound like. How did I get dragged into this in the first place? It's not like I know anything about writing, but whomever I agree with, they'll probably think more highly of me. So of course that's gonna be Yuri. Natsuki. You're right that I liked your poem. See? Wait! That's not an excuse for you to be so mean. You shouldn't pick a fight just because someone else's opinion is different. That's not what happened at all. Yuri wouldn't even take my poem seriously. I understand. Yuri? Yeah? You're a seriously talented writer. It's no secret that I was impressed. Well, but here's the thing. No matter how simple or refined someone's writing style is, they're still putting their feelings into it and it becomes something really personal. That's why Natsuki felt threatened when you said her poem was cute. I didn't notice that I'm sorry. But Natsuki, you took that way too far. Yuri means well, and if you just told her how you felt, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place. Are you kidding me? That's exactly what I did. It was her that... Natsuki, I think that's enough. You both said some things that you didn't mean. Yuri apologized. Don't you think you should too? Natsuki clenches her fists. In the end, nobody has taken her side. She's trapped at this point, being defiant only because she can't handle the pressure. I end up even feeling bad for her. Yeah, because when you're the only one, especially because she's the littlest one, she just feels like everyone's dogpiling on her, but it's being older and understanding like, hey, I get that you feel some type of way, and we're agreeing that you feel some type of way, and you have the right to feel some type of way, but you can't lash out because you feel some type of way. That's all we're saying. Sometimes when I'm hurt, it helps to take a walk and clear my head. Sayori, she doesn't need to. You know what? I'm gonna do that. It'll spare me from having to look at all your faces right now. Without warning, Natsuki snatches her own poem up from the desk and storms out. On the way out, she crumbles the poem with her hands and throws it in the trash. Natsuki, she really didn't need to do that. I look across the room. Yuri has her chin buried in her hands while she stares down at her desk. I gingerly approach her and sit in the adjacent chair. Everything alright? I'm so embarrassed. I can't believe I acted like that. You probably hate me now. No, Yuri. How could anyone not have gotten frustrated after being treated like that? You handled it as well as anyone could. I don't think anything less of you. Well, alright. I believe you. Thanks, Mac. You're too kind. I'm thankful to have you a part of this club now. It's nothing. One more thing. That one thing that Natsuki said about, you know, I would never do anything so shameful. So, what thing did Natsuki say? Well, never mind that. I'm gonna go make some tea. Good idea. Make enough for more than one person, okay? Yeah. Because I am not doubling down on the conversation. Okay, everyone. It's just about time for us to leave. How did y'all feel about sharing poems? It was a lot of fun. Well, I'd say it was worth it. It was alright. Well, mostly. Mac, how about you? Yeah, I'd say the same. It was a neat thing to talk about with everyone. Awesome! In that case, we'll do the same thing tomorrow. And maybe you learn something from your friends too. So your poems will turn out even better. Huh? I think to myself, I did learn a little more about the kind of poems everyone likes. With any luck, that means I can at least do a better job of impressing the ones that I want to impress. I nod to myself with newfound determination. Mac! Ready to walk home? Sure, let's go. Sayori beams at me. It truly has been a while since Sayori and I have spent this much time together. I can't really say I'm not enjoying it either. Sayori? About what happened earlier. What What do you mean? You know, between Yuri and Natsuki. Does that kind of thing happen often? No. That's really the first time I've seen them get in a fight like that. I promise they're both wonderful people. You don't hate them, do you? No, I don't hate them. I just wanted your opinion, that's all. I can see why they make good friends with you. Phew. You know, Mac, it's nice that I get to spend time with you in the club. But I think seeing you get along with everyone is what makes me the happiest. And I think everyone really likes you too. Yeah. Every day's gonna be so much fun. It looks like Sayori still hasn't caught onto the kind of situation I'm in. Sure, being friends with everyone is nice, but does it really need to stop there? Well, we'll just have to see what the future holds, Sayori. I pat Sayori on the shoulder. I say that more to myself than to her, but it's easy to use Sayori as an internal monologue sometimes. Okay. Yeah. Let's do this. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is where we're gonna stop today. I feel like that is a great toe dip into Doki Doki Literature Club. We did the first 2 days. We met the ladies. We got a chance to do our first poem, and we got a chance to see everyone's reactions. So now we have our next poem up and queued up and ready for us to start. But it's up to you whether or not we see that on the channel or if I do this on my own time. We have, at the very least, one more. Maybe this is the last one. I'm not sure. But the poll will be coming out soon. So be ready to vote. If you want to see Doki Doki Literature Club, then smack that poll. Let me know so we can see which one of these ladies we fit to make ours. And to see if we can see where the horror in this game comes out. But until the next gameplay, and as always, I thank y'all, I love y'all, and I'ma see y'all when I see y'all. Peace.